That shot fell down.
Watching the shot right
No.
there, man, I was like, man, that was tough on him.
No.
I told him they need new coach.
I was riding in on the subway to come to work.
Yeah.
And a nice young lady told me that she feels bad every time Kornheiser picks on you for not having a podcast.
Aww.
I told her you need to get a podcast.
Well, that would be one solution.
And guess what? Then she didn't feel bad for you anymore.
Well, I think that Tony is such a valuable presence and also somebody who, you know, has good intentions for me, right? He just wants me to be my best self, so do you. So I take all of this as positive energy.
But not to do a podcast.
Not yet. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on this show I got to take care of, like those cards, but the first name.
I take care of you.
Thank you for doing that. Damian Lillard, Bomani. He put up 50 on the Thunder last night. He ended their season from nearly half court. Let's relive this, because it was incredible.
Like, the game itself was all-time classic.
Yes, it was.
That's absurd.
Yo. I mean, this is a guy getting demons out of his system and plunging other people into a nightmare. Man. Look at this. 37, 38, 39 feet. He hit him with the in-sync. Bye, bye, bye.
I don't think that was in sync, Pablo.
But I ask you this, Bo. Are you surprised that he took this shot?
Oh, he sized him up for that shot. It was clear the second he got across half court that that was the shot that he was playing for. No, I'm not surprised that he took that. Not surprised he made it either. The part that stuns me is that people are stunned that he made it.
Oh, yeah, no, this is a shot that he planned for. This is a shot that he has practiced. He's hit 12 of 18 from that spot, 30 plus in the playoffs, but here was Paul George with a counterpoint.
Oh, playoff P.
Playoff P.
That's a bad shot. Care what anybody says, that's a bad shot. But hey, he made it. That story won't be told that it was a bad shot. We live with that.
What did that feel like to you?
Hateration, holleration, all up in the dancery. There was no bad shot, right? It's a bad shot if I take it. It's a bad shot if he takes it. It's a bad shot if Russ takes it. But if Damian Lillard takes it, no, that's a shot that he makes. And I feel bad for Paul George because you can't guard a dude like that at 37 feet. Like, it's enough that you're asking a guy Paul George's size to guard Damian Lillard in the first place. But you can't go out there with him at 37. You have to say, take that one if you want it, and he made it. I don't know why Paul George didn't say that.
No, and you can't say that when you're sitting next to Russell Westbrook on that podium. And if you watch that clip, Russell Westbrook looks uncomfortable because on some level, I think Russell Westbrook understands that this is like the pot's friend calling the kettle black. You can't kill shot selection when Russell Westbrook is sitting there humbled like that. But I ask you this as well. This team, Damian Lillard, man, like, their ceiling is higher in my mind than I gave him credit for. 50 points, only 2 players have ever had a series-ending buzzer beater. I could not be more impressed with Damian Lillard.
Yeah, I'm curious how it's going to go when they're playing against somebody he doesn't despise, though. Like that Chris Haynes story on Yahoo, man. Russell Westbrook has brought out something in Damian Lillard that I don't even think he knew was in him. I don't think he knew he had the capacity to dislike somebody in the way that he dislikes Russell Westbrook. Like, no, I've been one of those people that thinks that Dame Lillard is kind of a tier below, right? Like, I would not say he was as good as Kyrie Irving, right? Like, I think he's below that set of guys. It's hard to say that now, especially when you are the person that is immortalized with this face. Can we get on this? This is all-time great imagery. Dame Lillard surrounded by this mass of people. Farouk Aminu on the ground about to die. That lady in the corner, I don't know why she got that gas face on. You ain't happy they won?
Meanwhile, Seth Curry was also taunting the Thunder bench. He's in the photo.
See, that's where that's
too much.
Far. That's a step too far. You ain't your brother. What are you doing over here? You just standing in the corner.
There's no vicarious defense of Dame Lillard, who clearly, by the way, did not enjoy being called the B word, according to Chris Haynes, by Russell Westbrook.
It has that effect on people.
So I'm told.
Next name is Russell Westbrook. Thunder heading into the offseason with the second highest payroll in the league, while Russell will be 31 next year. Pablo, where did the Thunder go from here?
They can't trade him. And I say can't as in they shouldn't, and I don't know if they feasibly can actually find a trade partner that will take him in that salary at some fair value. But that's what people are wondering now, and that's crazy for this reason. You need to go collect stars and superstars in the NBA to contend. What they really need is shooting. And where they get that at the market prices that shooters go for these days, that's where I'd be pessimistic if I'm a Thunder fan.
I mean, they have two very good players in Russell Westbrook and Paul George. The thing is, when they had Kevin Durant, right, they had a plus type of shooter. Paul George is a pretty good shooter himself.
Yep.
But that's it, right? As much as we can easily complain about Russ, who did not play especially well, but shot okay from three in the course of this game, none of these other cats can really shoot. Like, the guys that are surrounding are not guys that you can get the ball out to. So what's happening is, last night, what killed them was not that Russ couldn't make threes. It was that he couldn't make shots from the free throw line. Like 15-footers he wasn't making. He had some incredible plays taking it to the basket, but they're giving him some shots that you can't give any other player in the NBA. Now, is it too late for that guy to do something corrective with his shooting? Because it's not just that his shooting from the field has dropped in the last couple of years. His shooting from the free throw line has dropped like 20% in the last couple of years. And he has to become a credible shooter. Not a great one, not even necessarily a good one, a credible one. And what got exposed here is, in this series, he was not a credible shooter.
No, he was not a credible shooter. He also got attacked in that personal way you mentioned, that blood feudy way you mentioned, by Dame Lillard. He gave up like 20 points on 21 possessions. That is an evisceration. But Russell Westbrook, the next question for Sam Presti, the GM of the Thunder, what does the rest of his career look like? Because you mentioned that his athleticism and his ability to get to the rim is still there, but I was looking at the numbers. He didn't dunk in this series. He wasn't finishing as well. So what is the 32-year-old Russell Westbrook like, and how do you even account for that?
Well, that's where this shooting thing comes up, because you talked about the shot selection thing when you mentioned Paul George. Go watch that game. Those weren't bad shots. Like, this wasn't a matter of Russell Westbrook shooting 30-footers on a, 4-on-2 break or something like that. Those were shots that just about anybody else in the NBA gets. You're like, okay, I feel comfortable with that. Russ was taking threes, and every time I'm at the house, like, I don't know if you can make that. And those aren't the ones he was having the problems with. So, like, what corrective measures can you take with him as a shooter? Is it too late? Because I did just see Brook Lopez turn himself into a three-point shooter.
Splash Mountain.
Right, and it's wild with Russ, because it's not like his form looks bad, right? It's not like this is some dude with his elbow out. Why he can't be better, I don't know. But if he can't get better at shooting, his career is going to be over very, very quickly.
He is 4 from 11 from the field as of last night, and those weren't bad shots. It's just that they're bad shots for a guy who doesn't make 30%.
But the thing is, 4 for 11 is 36. That was a good day.
That's scary. Last name, the Lakers. Because Dave McMenamin said on George Sedano, he goes by both, George Sedano's ESPN LA radio show, that LeBron's trust in the Lakers organization has been, quote, damaged, maybe irrevocably, end quote. So, Bo, does this sound like a big deal to you?
Not really, because let's just say he doesn't trust him. What are you going to do? He signed a 4-year contract. He decided that this was the time that he wasn't going to do the 1-and-1 to put the pressure on so they could get guys to show up. And now he is stuck in a situation where he seems to be surrounded by more incompetence than he was in Cleveland, right? So, okay, you don't trust them? Well, you got 3 years to figure it out.
I think he has 3 years to also make it messy, because if I am LeBron James, what I am not enjoying is the fact that when they're going to interview these coaches like Jason Kidd, as has been reported, one name in the room is Kurt Rambis. And Kurt Rambis seems to be the shadow general manager, the guy who is accompanying the actual GM,
wait a minute. I thought LeBron James was the shadow general manager.
But this is the problem, is that LeBron James doesn't have the ability to shadow GM, because Kurt Rambis, via the friendship, the best friendship that Jeannie Buss shares with Linda Rambis, Kurt's wife, they seem to have the family business thing still on lock. And the question for LeBron is, did you get into this business to trust any of those names I just mentioned?
No, who knows what they're doing with the Lakers, right? Like, we don't have any evidence that anybody there currently knows what they're doing. I will note this, though, about Kurt Rambis. How much money has that man made in his post-playing career just by virtue of glasses?
Ooh.
Right? He was the dude that played and had glasses, and he's like the white dude on a really good team.
He can jump.
Makes everybody think that you a coach on the floor. And glasses, that's what we remember him for. He strikes me as a dude that gets way too much credit for being smart, because he be out here wearing some glasses. He has been a failure at everything that he has done since he was a player, yet somehow still has an amazing level of clout in this organization. And keep in mind, he was down with Phil, and Phil and the owner, they used to be cool, but not no more.
No, LeBron wants corporate partners. This is the one business he can't have an ownership stake in. So if you give him the partner of Kurt bleeping Rambis, his thought must be, why would I want to be here?
you're never going to cop to LeBron not being the shadow general manager.
Not over yet.
I don't know why. Like, it's okay to say you're wrong, Pablo. They're saying it already.
Not yet.
Coming up next, Marshawn Lynch retires again.
Listen to the High Noon podcast and Bomani's and mine. And then the time you save by not listening to Pablo's, listen to mine again.
This is Golden Corral's Hen Cut Sirloin.